I hope you enjoyed Lullaby, and with that understanding and that passion that I have, I'm going to tell you about why I'm not going to stop. There's an individual who is the number one villain. I would actually say in the history of fighting child crimes, he's number one villain. He sees himself as a good guy, but most bad guys do see themselves as good guys. This individual, I put him in charge after I left OUR thinking I should have known better. My wife told me to fire him in December 2022. He, along with the former CEO, Brad Damon, also a traitor, they tried to coup me. I'll tell the story later. They literally tried to coup me the same year that I was doing Hidden War. Okay, this guy is so evil. He tricked me, okay? He came on the Hidden War operation. You won't see him anywhere because when we finished it, he went to a guy named Simon, who was the CFO, and reported 0 rescues. 4 bad guys went down, 0 rescues, because he was cooing me already, and he blamed Brad Damon, so I fired Brad. He was the culprit, and Catherine told me, and I kept him on board, this evil person. And he failed at his coup attempt, and then he's nice, he's trying to be, he just, everybody knew it, talking to me like, he was always calling people and saying, how can I get into the inner group? How can I get into the inner circle? And he made it, because of my stupidity. I learned lessons. And then it wasn't enough, and he had to take me out. So after when these things hit, he was only a witness for me because he was in all the operations, right? So he could have been the guy and should have been the guy if he was a moral person and said, Tim didn't do anything. I was there. Krista Casey, you'll hear her name a lot. Sasha, they would have said something to me. I was there. Okay. In deposition, you won't believe it. I'm going to show you his whole deposition. He screwed himself in the deposition. He'll probably go to jail because of the deposition. I'll tell you what he did. But one thing he did was, my attorney asked him, you think these women were assaulted by Tim? Did they tell you anything? And he wanted to say yes, but he couldn't because they didn't say anything to him. Krista Casey's 50 years old. Okay, and he's like, well, no, she didn't say anything, but I don't know what she was thinking in her head. I mean, this is the words of a liar. Okay. He would say, if he was honorable, he'd say, yeah, she wasn't assaulted. She would have told me, I would have seen signs. But no, he has to keep up the lie. Now, here's the part that's crazy. I'm going to tell you something about the deposition that's going to tell you who he is. He perjured himself. And I'm going to pursue it until he's in jail. That's where he belongs, for many reasons. But he perjured himself several times. But before he perjured himself, he went to Mike Lee, he went to PragerU, he went to Glenn Beck, he went to the St. George Police Department. Now, most people now know he's a liar, and he just said, Tim's guilty, based on nothing, okay? And he went to David Jordan, the church, lied to him. He said that, oh yeah, Tim would say, Elder Ballard said it's okay to do bad things with women. I never said that to anybody. Him and Krista got together on that lie. He lied and lied. Now, when these people wake up and realize that they defamed me and got themselves into trouble, there could be things that aren't great outcomes for people like Glenn Beck, who repeated his words. He got Glenn believing that Matt Cooper and Alex Acosta were going to murder him. Okay, and actually Glenn said, he referred to this guy and said he's afraid for his life. That was all part of his lie. Okay, to take down everyone around me. Those guys are going to sue him. I'm going to sue him. Me and Eduardo Rossetti are suing him for $250 million. And I will take all of his assets and liquidate them and give them to the cause of children. I promise you that. In trial, he likely won't be able to even testify because he'll have been charged with perjury. He perjured himself over a lap dance, guys. What a way to go down. The lap dance heard around the world. He was asked point blank by Mark Eisenhut under oath if he ever got a lap dance. Now, he likes to brag saying he didn't need to use the couples ruse because he ran point. He was primary. He was never primary. I promise you that. Ever. You can't be primary and not speak the language. The guy wet his pants in Ukraine. People make fun of him in Ukraine when the good guys come on the bus. And he's like, don't shoot us. We still make fun of him. This guy is a coward. He just played a role. He grew a big beard and played a role. But he perjured himself by saying that he was primary operator on like dozens of operations. Total lie. But the biggest lie, he said he never got a lap dance. Well, because he was never primary, this is very important. He didn't know what I know. So when we went into that one place, it's called the Penny, I believe. We went into this place and he's going to know that I'm telling the truth here, because how else could I know this? So he's not primary. He lied about that. I'm primary, and so I don't tell him everything. When we meet with traffickers in strip clubs, we get the videotape afterwards so we can identify who's in the room. You're not going to ever see me getting a lap dance because I used the couples ruse. Okay? So I had a woman sitting either near me or on my lap, or I can see her, and she's blocking when the prostitutes try to give me a lap dance. I don't get one. Okay? He's bragging about not needing the couples ruse because he's so good at this. No, he's horrible at it. I would never put him in primary. And he did get a lap dance, full-on lap dance. And he lied about it, so he's going to go to jail over that, unbelievably. Let me just give you some details so he knows that I know what I said is true. Black woman, frizzy hair, Daisy Dukes. They go up out here. Her butt cheeks are hanging out of the back, like a yellow top. Her belly's visible, and she is sitting there. And I don't mean to get the kids out of the room. This guy who defamed me to all these people. Oh, and also Brad Brower. He lied to Brad Brower. That really broke my heart because I love Brad. Brad, I'm sorry this man lied to you. It was Brad who actually introduced me to him. I don't hold you accountable, Brad. This guy's holding this woman's butt cheeks hard, okay? And she is grinding her private parts into his. And he's sitting like this. At one point, he puts his head back like this. He's got his beard down to about here. His beard goes back down just almost to her belly. And he's holding her butt, pulling her in, okay? And she's straddling him. That's called a lap dance, everybody. When you say you don't get a lap dance, we have evidence that you do. Oh, by the way, the Mexicans found her. Okay, because this is part of a mass conspiracy. Krista Casey, his partner in crime, is being investigated. I'm going to have to testify again for obstruction of justice. She revealed in her fake lawsuit against me. I'm going to talk more about her later, but just know they're all going down in different ways. But this guy's the number one villain. He's worse than Jeff Frazier. He's worse than Ben Pack. He's worse than everybody, and he is 100% in the script. And so, you know, his great grandkids, everybody, there's nowhere you can go. Everybody's going to know what he did to my family, to my children, and to children around the world, all so that he could take my position at the Nazarene Fund and OUR. And he just wanted, he wanted to be me, and so he had to kill my identity for that to work. And now he's going to pay the price of justice for what he did to God's children. And so I don't know. I don't know what he can do between now and the time the hammer comes down. It's not up to me to decide if there's something he can do. I mean, he's lied to all these people. And when the church gets hurt reputationally, and Glenn Beck might get hurt because he repeated these words, they're going to look to him. He will have been the number one cause to damage to the church because of his lies to David Jordan, because of his lies to Glenn Beck, because of his lies to whoever else. Aaron Acey is going to likely lose his license because he got him to defame me, because these people go to this man and he encourages them to lie because he wants them to, I guess, like the devil wants people to be miserable all around him because he's so miserable. I don't know. But he's hurt so many people, and they're going to look to him and realize that, and his wife and his kids. I'm sorry you're with a guy who would do such a thing. He tried to destroy my life, my family, and children all around the world. Also, that he could have the microphone, a failed child actor, a former political hitman, trying to fulfill his dreams. So, I'm not going to stop. When you exploit children, you are a bad guy. I go after people who are bad guys, who are children, and this guy's one of them, one of the worst, because he used false virtue and false credibility to hurt children, to hurt God, and God will not be mocked.